In some places like Minnesota, it's difficult to use your trampoline in the winter. So I'm going to show you how to take apart your trampoline. First thing you're going to want to do is get a towel that's a little bit wet and wipe it down so that it's clean when you're putting it away. Next we're going to take off the padded ring. So to make it a little bit easier, what we've done is instead of having it as a complete loop, we've cut it here so that we can take it off a little bit more easily. So you're going to go underneath and undo all of the ties. Now when you find one of these that is loose, you are going to want to try to tape it on with duct tape so you know where to repair that next year. If you ever get one that's really difficult to get undone, the best way to do that is to take a key and pull it so that it loosens. Now it's time to take the pad off for storage. If you cut it along the edge, it makes it really easy to fold it like an accordion. So you can see how nicely it folds, ready for storage. The next step is to take out the poles and to untie the net from the top of the poles. Now if you've tied these with a bow, it's a lot easier to get off. And then remember to replace the bolt so you don't lose that in the spring. It's also easier to fold the net later if you zip it. Now comes the fun part, taking off all the springs. The trampoline comes with a little tool like this, and I'm going to show you a little trick after you've gotten one off. So rather using this tool, which gets to be really difficult to use sometimes, I'm going to show you a much easier way of doing it. So the spring has two sides. It's got one that's curved all the way around, and then another that is mostly open. You're going to take the mostly open side, hook it on there, and it will pop right off. Like that. One other thing to note, make sure that the net stays on the trampoline elastic. Maybe you want to set the box on the ground so this doesn't happen. Now to fold it up, the first thing you need to do is to straighten out the circle. Then you're going to fold it in half. Then take the round part and fold that in half one more time, and then you can just fold the remaining parts in half until you have something that can be put away. Now you're going to unscrew only the top screws and then put them into a bag. Now yank off the top ring by stepping and pulling this off. You'll notice that if you only take off approximately every other one, it's a little easier to keep it standing while you're getting those all out. And if you have one that's a little bit more difficult to get out, just spin one end around and it should loosen it up. Now you can pull apart the outer ring and put it into a pile. And I'll show you this just so you know how much space it'll take to store.